Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California, and I'll do an update on what's going on with the fires. Right now, they've got a lot of the fires under control. Not 100%, no, but they're watching them. We have a lot of people power now from the fire department, so they're taking care of that, and it's been good. We have had wind, but I think the idea that we now have a fire department here that's working, God bless them. They are the most important people around us, and there's just not enough of them. I'll get into that in a minute, and I'll get into what's been going on with the hummingbirds in a minute. So we have them now with having enough help that they are now keeping the fires under control. We're still south of all that, though some of them are not as far as you think. They're just not as close. So we're still watching because we could still go up if something happened here. We're very dry. We're like in the teens, if that, as far as humidity. We've been getting gusts of wind, but we've been watching. As long as nothing ignites, we'll be okay. There was some more fires last night. There was one in Ventura, actually Oxnard. That was a nasty one. That one was in a creek bed. So the only way that would really start there is if somebody or people were living there. So that one was scary. They got that one knocked down, but it took a long time, and they thought that was going to take off. Then there was another fire in Riverside, and as soon as we saw it, the moment it started, I contacted my girlfriend and her husband, both of them, and said, "You got a fire that's not far from your house." And she said, "We don't see it." And then she looked up the app and found it. She couldn't even believe it. It was nothing but brush from the fire to her house. So had that taken off really bad, they could have had a big problem there. But she said she wasn't concerned because she said Riverside has one of the best fire departments. That is, they're well equipped. They've got their trucks, they've got people, they've got everything that they need, supplies and everything, and they got that thing out fairly quick, which was really, really good. I think that's been a problem on a lot of the fires the other day, is they didn't have people power, and the people that were there didn't have the proper equipment. There has been a lot of talk, you're going to hear about it, where there were 100 fire engines or fire department vehicles that were not fixed, that they've been putting in and begging to get fixed. They didn't have the manpower. But then what does the city and county and all of them been doing? They cut it. They cut public safety. Who cuts public safety? Like I said, I'm tired, don't get me going. That's the last thing you want to cut. I mean, of course, we want to make sure we get that bullet train, and that's only going to cost, about $128 billion, but we all need the bullet train to somewhere we're not going. And then, of course, $24 billion to help the people living by the creek. You know what I mean? I don't want to say. And then there's a lot of other money. A lot of it really needs to be looked into, and why money goes there, but public safety doesn't come first. That should be the number one priority for the people that live here, the people that want to shop here, the people that want to visit and travel. This is not a safe place. I don't go out at night. When I was a kid, I was bicycling all over the street at night. I was doing things as a kid in Los Angeles. It was safe to go do that. I used to roam the alleys on trash day to see what I could find, treasures. You would dare do that now. Well, things need to change. I really do think that. But you know what? I don't want to get political. Like I said, I'm tired, and you'll get me talking, and it's something I don't really want to talk about, but you've already figured out what I'm saying. Things need to change. We actually need good people that are running the city, the county, the state, that are business people, that can stand back and think about the people living here, think about the people that are having stores and everything, and then cater to them. Now, right now we've got FEMA here, and they're meeting with people. So what they're doing is, if you don't have anything and your house burned down, you can, from what I understood, I watched the press conference, you can go there, fill out paperwork, and they're going to give you $700. Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. $700. If you've lost your home, that's an interesting one, and you're not insured, they do have some sort of funding. They may be able to help you up to $43,000. $43,000 sounds like a lot of money, but the homes here, even in the cheapest areas, would be probably over $500,000. So I don't know what $43,000 will do. And then that's after they jump through hoops and fill out all the paperwork. Here is the thing that nobody's talking about that much, but they're starting to. If your house burnt down or it's not livable and you have a mortgage, you have to pay your mortgage, or in 3 months you will lose your house. Let me repeat that. If you have no house there right now or damaged and you cannot live there, you have to pay the mortgage. Now, do you know what the homes cost in Pacific Palisades and even other places? Some of those homes are worth millions, millions upon millions. There's been some they said were worth 20 million. Now, of course, if they have that much money, they're probably just going to go find someplace else to live. I guarantee you that a lot of people are going to forfeit and walk away with nothing, especially those that have a mortgage that, let's say, they've only been living there a year to 10 years, because there is no way they're going to make that money back. Even if they rebuilt, it can take 7 years to build a home. Now, they're going to push everything through quickly, they said. So what's quickly? 3 years? So where are you going to be for 3 years while a home is being built? And then property taxes. And that's another thing. You have to pay your property taxes even if the house burnt down. But I did hear that you can call them or contact them or go online and fill out some paperwork, and they will analyze it and see if they can cut your property tax. Okay, again, the state's not even moving in to say, hey, let's hold off on the property tax. They want that money. Well, even during the Big C, when people had no money, you had to pay your property tax. So there's a lot of issues that will be going on, and we'll just have to all wait and see. Right now, we're still getting through the fire season, or I should say at the time these days. Tomorrow is supposed to be the last day of winds. And right now, I think we're in a pocket area where it's not coming through so hard, so we're doing okay. The birds are doing okay, and we'll just have to see what happens. Now, about the birds, it's very strange, but there were a ton of them today. And then the other thing that's strange is they're kind of nervous, and so I won't see any, and I'll come out here to do some work or water some plants or, get my fountain going again. And then all of a sudden, I'm inundated with thousands of hummingbirds. It's almost like, well, I don't know if they see me and they think I'm going to put more food out. I've been filling these all day. I've gone through probably 6 gallons of food. I'm not sure what it is, but they just come in by the thousands and they circle me in. And I don't want them to get nervous. I think they're nervous because a lot of them are not from here. Now, how do I know that? Let me spin around for a minute. You see, I've got feeders here, and it's in the kitchen window. I've got the kitchen window there, and then I've got the window there. The ones that are regulars love the window. They look at me in the kitchen window, and they come right up to you, and they don't care. The ones that are coming in, probably because of the fires, they're coming here. They're not sure about me, and yet they'll come out and buzz around me, but they want to feed a little further back. Not so much human contact, and I understand that. So I'm trying to keep everybody happy and keep the feeders full. It's just been amazing. I don't know how long they'll stay here. A lot of them will be going up north, but probably not for another month or two. Gee, next month we're going to have the Orioles here. And then that's a party. The Orioles are trying to feed, and the Hummingbirds are trying to feed, and they don't like each other. Well, I should say the Hummingbirds don't like the Orioles, but we'll see what happens. Normally, the Orioles come in March, but last year was different. For the first time, they came in February, so we'll see how that goes. So I'll keep you, up to date on what's going on. Hopefully, I can keep coming back and say it's not in our area and there's no more fires. But, I think we're all in shock right now, even though I haven't been there. I've seen some of it on TV. There's times I just sit down and start crying, and I can't fathom what these people are going through. And it's not a few homes. It's the entire neighborhood, city. I've never seen anything like it. If you haven't seen it, go Google it. There's some people that have driven around on scooters or took some drones around, which they weren't supposed to, but they may have gotten the okay. And it's completely leveled. Now, there are quite a few homes that's coming out. The ones that made it, it wasn't luck. And you'll see a lot of that. You've got a guy that took everybody out. I think that was from Altadena. He got his family and everybody out, and then he realized that the fire was coming towards his house. After he got everybody out, he said he went back up there, and there was not a fire engine in sight. He saw nobody. Blocks and blocks he drove. He tells the whole story. He got to his house and he started watering down spot fires. He saved his house and one neighbor. Then you've got another man with his son. They set up water and they saved their house. That's in Pacific Palisades. And then another one in, like I said, there's going to be a lot of them in Pacific Palisades. When they go through and say, oh, there's a house standing there. Why is that house there and the other one's gone? 85 years old, 85 and 86. When the fire started, she said she looked around, she grabbed a hose and started watering. She had no idea where her husband was for hours. She just kept hitting every spot fire. And she kept the whole front of her house fire free. To find out when the fire passed and she got a lot of spot fires, out, she ran to the back and found her husband. And he was doing the same thing she was doing in the front and the back. Now, he did burn himself. He had some burns on his hands, and I don't know if it's maybe a little on his face. He's in the hospital, but she said he's going to be okay. The main thing was they've been in that house, and at 85, they could not start over. She said she'd even go with it in ash if she had to, but they saved their homes. There was just not any organization. Nobody there to control traffic, nobody there to tell anybody. I understand that the winds were really bad, but public safety, we all need public safety. You need it. You need it for your family and friends that come to visit. You want to be able to go outside, take a walk, go to the store and not have to think about something happening. You want to know that you've got fire, police, sheriff's department. We have to have more than enough to keep us safe. I don't know how they're going to have any of these sports things here when it isn't safe. In some areas, flat out, I'll have to say, it's just not safe. So you have to carry pepper spray in case of emergency. So anyways, I don't want to get there. Like I said, I'm tired. I normally don't talk about it. But all in all, everything is fine here. And I'm going to go refill those feeders. I think there's still food in some of them. Oh, yeah. And I'll show you this morning. I mean, you'll see it throughout this, how many there were. It was unbelievable. But I'm so glad they found a reprieve to come to and hang out. And we're here with water. We're here with food and, of course, shelter, which would be all the trees around us. So with that, be safe, hug your loved ones, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Sorry for getting too talkative, and I'm not trying to be political. I'm just giving my thoughts. Right or wrong, I could be wrong.